Hi, pretty black girl. I know, I know, it's been a hot minute since I've been on YouTube, but I'm back again. I miss you all. I miss this YouTube community. I've just been really booked and busy, but I'm back again, and I truly just miss being on this platform and talking about pretty girl stuff, beauty, etc., etc. But I'm just happy to be back again. And the title of this video is Find Your Beauty Archetype. Um, yeah, let's talk about beauty. Let's talk about beauty. Personally, I'm very pro beauty enhancements because I think that beauty enhancements enhance what you already have. And if you really think about it, we live in a society where people put beauty on a pedestal and makeup, hair, things like that. It's very much almost like a necessity, to be honest, if you look at our world and how people view beauty and how beauty is viewed as important. And I don't think it is a phenomenon that has occurred lately. It's not a modern phenomenon. It's, I feel like, just a human experience, to be honest. And I don't want to get too scientific or anything like that, but I really think that it's inborn. I think we as humans, we're just born and we value we're born to value beauty, to be honest, to be sincerely honest, because I mean, I don't want to dive into history. I really just want to stick to finding the beauty archetype. But I'm very pro beauty enhancement, as I've mentioned. And I also do think that there is a way to do it gracefully, whereas you are enhancing your beauty and not covering up your beauty, for lack of better words, because um, I'm going to get a little bit more personal. I was someone that always wanted to wear only Afrocentric hairstyles, and I still do wear Afrocentric hairstyles because I mean, when you're wearing braids with like curly ends, I guess that's still Afrocentric in a way, but like I would just didn't want to deviate from, I guess, my cultural background, for lack of better words, when I was a bit younger. And now that I'm getting older, I want to experiment more with hairstyles and looks because, to be quite frank, I do when I wear different hairstyles, it people are convinced that it's my real hair. I don't know for what reason, but I guess it just matches the way my features look like. So that's why I mean, um, you need to use beauty enhancements to enhance what you already have and not to, I guess, cover up. You need to use it to enhance your beauty. It's fun. Beauty is fun. Beauty should be playful, but it shouldn't be forced. And it should almost feel like a breath of fresh air. Just imagine when you look at a beautiful woman, when you go outside, I'm sure you've seen enough beautiful women. They're everywhere. One thing, I just find it so beautiful to see another beautiful woman. And I don't know what it does. It just brings this joy in me. And anytime I see a beautiful woman, I'm like, wow, you really did your thing right there. And it just makes me feel so happy. I don't know, it makes me truly feel, it warms my heart. But I think personal discovery is really important. Um, for example, I look better with less makeup. Like, my old makeup routine used to be concealer under my eye, and I would fill in my eyebrows subtle, and I would add blush, and I would add a lip combo, and I would also add powder and also mascara. But my current makeup routine, it's looking slightly different. I just cover up, the spots where that I need to cover up, like if I have darker, like hyperpigmentation, for example, then I just have like a little BB cream and cover where needed. I personally like to focus more on my skincare because I truly like having glowy skin that looks just beautiful. And I don't know, I focus more on my skincare than whatever. Um, I think makeup is fun, but when you have nice, beautiful, glowing skin, that is for me top tier. However, I do still enjoy makeup. But my new makeup routine is just like a little bit of like BB cream just on the spots that need it. Like I have a little bit of hyperpigmentation, and then I just fill in my eyebrows, and I have my lip combo and mascara, and that's all. I just like to keep it quite simple, and at times, if I want to be bold, I'll go ahead and put like a dark lipstick, but that's it. I just like to keep it simple, and it just enhances my beauty. And personally, because I have these high cheekbones and my face is very well sculpted, um, to say the least, I just don't feel like I need a lot to, I guess, bring out my beauty. For me, less is more. And this is not to be like, oh, I don't need makeup. Because no, I do wear makeup. But it's just, I know what works best for my face and I stick with that. And that's just the advice that I would give to you as well. If you know that a little bit more heavier makeup works for you, then stick with that. You go with what works and suits you the best, and you shouldn't feel any guilt with that. You shouldn't feel any guilt by, you know doing what works for you. And there was this, I don't know where I saw this, I think somewhere on Pinterest or on YouTube, I can't remember. Stop learning makeup, learn your face. And honestly, that is really key. That is such great advice. But I would say that for all my beautiful women, your skincare routine really should be important. That we need to get the skincare first and then makeup. Because when you have a nice foundation, then the makeup just only enhances your beauty even more. So skincare is really, really vital. That is the first thing that you should be getting together. But for example, I just want to talk a little bit about my new hairstyle because I've been really obsessed with this new hairstyle that I got, and it's braids with like curly ends, and it's like it kind of fades to like a brown. I'll show a similar pictures for reference, and I've been getting so many compliments from it. And I've also, before, prior to this hairstyle, I had like this slick, I had the French curl bob braids, but because they kind of, it's synthetic hair, so it kind of, the curls kind of fade away. So then they kind of just, the curls are just not there. So I just put it in a ponytail and then added like some weave that is like super old from my mom, and it's real human hair, so it still looks really good. And I washed it, and it's like this chocolate brown ish, and I wore that. I added it onto the old hairstyle that I had, and I just got a ton of compliments, and that hairstyle looked so good on me. Like it was like a slick um ponytail, and it looked so good on me. Like, and I was honestly kind of impressed because as I've mentioned prior, I kind of try my best for the longest to deviate from any quote unquote Eurocentric hairstyles or hairstyles with like looser hair textures. I kind of always stick to Afrocentric hairstyles or twists or like braids. But now that I've been like experimenting with hair, I've noticed that even quote unquote more, I guess, Eurocentric hairstyles look good on me. Yeah, I just have been experimenting with hair and how it looks good on my face and how it suits me and it suits my phenotype. And I really like that. And I think I recommend you to give yourself that opportunity to experiment with new hairstyles. Like, for example, my phenotype is, I guess, a mix of Kerry Washington and Melody Monroe's. That's what I've asked my best friend this, and she was like, "Yeah, actually, you're kind of spot on." And but my features lean more towards Melody Monroe's. I don't know if you have heard of her. I think most of you know Kerry Washington, but Melody Monroe's is a model. I'll put up pictures for more better reference. My phenotype, I have more of a smaller nose, and I obviously have full lips. I'm a black woman. Well, not obviously, because not all black women have full lips. But and I have high cheekbones, and I have more of a smaller face, and I have like kind of doe eyes, doe cat eyes ish, almond eyes that are kind of like doe ish. I don't know. I have pretty unique features, and I'm really content with my facial features. But because my facial features are more small, um, my best friend actually told me that I could pass as a colored person, colored South African, which was interesting. But it's just my features are smaller, so trying different hairstyles have been really has been a really unique experience. And if you want me to talk more about that in depth, I may or may not have to make a members page for this because I do want to. I guess some things are a bit more personal, and I really do want to connect more with you as my audience, and I appreciate the support. But because like Patreon is acting up a little bit, and I don't know what's up with that, but I may or may not make a YouTube members page. Um, Comment down below if you would want that actually. Um, but yeah, my best friend told me like I could pass as a colored South African, which is really interesting to hear from her. But I guess I'll dive into that if I make a YouTube members page and talk about like ethnicities and my experiences and just personal life stories because I really want to get to connect with you more. But let's go back to the beauty archetype. Um, I personally, as I mentioned, I used to think that I couldn't wear, I guess, more Eurocentric hairstyles or looser hair because it felt like self hate, you know? It felt like I wasn't being genuine to myself because I have type 4 hair. Or like I hated my hair. Like it felt like I didn't, love myself enough. But I just have come to the realization that with my natural hair journey, I've mentioned prior that I've had a hot minute where I just only wore my natural hair because I wanted to get to know my hair better, and I've developed a better bond with my hair. My hair is really thriving a lot, and I'm really happy with my hair, and I've accepted my hair for what it is, and I'm happy with my hair texture. But the issue was also that even when I would wear, for example, protective hairstyles, I would try my hardest for it to look as Afrocentric as possible because I didn't want people to like, mistake me for something else, or I just wanted to stick to that Afrocentrism. But I I really think that you trying different hairstyles does not mean that you are pro black or less pro black. Like, just do what fits you the best. If your hairstyle looks good on you, it looks good on you. We as black women have different phenotypes and we can look very differently. And depending on your phenotype, different hairstyles can look good on you. And it's all about experimenting because beauty should be experimental. It should be fun. It should be freeing. It shouldn't be, oh, this hairstyle is going to show that I'm this pro black person and I'm just going to wear my afro 24/7, which is fine too. But just know that if that's not what you want, that you should have the freedom to do whatever you want to do with your hair. That's really the realization that I've started to gain recently, that hair is really just hair and not everything has to be political, especially not in 2025, and especially not when it comes to hair. Um, so find your beauty archetype and merge different beauty archetypes as well. I guess I have this more of a model beauty archetype that I like. So I like to keep things pretty natural, especially when it comes to makeup. Maybe with hair, I can be a little bit more expressive, um, but I still like to keep it pretty natural looking. Um, I like to express myself more when it comes to my hair, not necessarily as much with makeup. I tend to go for a more natural look when it comes to makeup. I'll do a bold lip at most, but when it comes to makeup, I really do try to keep it as natural as possible, and I enjoy that truly. But merging, for example, the model beauty archetype with, I don't know, more of a classic beauty type. So like wearing more dresses that are more um, fitting and off shoulder dresses. There's these like off shoulder dresses on Bershka that I got, and they're very, very beautiful. I'll try to see if I can put reference pictures, but just merging different styles or beauty archetypes is also really fun to play around, like mixing goth with, I don't know, what can you mix with goth? You can mix anything with anything if really it feels true to yourself. The bohemian style is also very beautiful. I tend to stick to a little bit more of a earthy vibe when the summer comes around. So like currently right now I like wearing more colors, so I'll wear more pink, white, and like a beige, just more colors. And then when autumn comes, I notice that I wear more browns and that I stick to wearing more skirts. And I don't know why I like wearing short skirts when it's wintertime, and then when it's summertime I like to wear long flowy dresses or long flowy skirts. I don't know. I just really like to mix that combination, like wearing tights in the wintertime with like a really short skirt. I love to do that. But I personally really like the model kind of style, to be honest, when it comes to my outfits. I like to highlight my beauty a lot when it comes to my clothing style. I really love playing around with clothes, and I always get complimented on my style a lot, which I really appreciate. Because it's not like I do a lot. I just sometimes I just only wear a dress, and then the amount of compliments that I get is insane. And people often mistake me for like being a model, or like, do you model? Like just randomly on the streets, they're like, do you model? So like depending on how you like style yourself, you can get mistaken for like different things. And you have to like ask yourself, what would I like to represent? What would I like to give off? Which vibe do I want to give off? Do I want to give off model? Do I want to give off goth girl? Do I want to give bohemian girl? Like ask yourself those things. What do I really want to give off? And what is it that I want? Do I want to give off like a princess vibe, or what is it? And you're free to portray yourself that way, because at the end of the day, you are the main character of your own world. You should feel that, and you should be able to just embody that. You know how fun it is to just walk around and wearing what you want, wearing what hairstyle you want, and wearing what type of makeup you want, and you embody that. And as you walk outside, you feel that confidence. And I can give an example. Yesterday I was wearing this like mini, like a crop top with like some flare jeans and some cute heels, and I wore my hair down in like this curly um braid hairstyle that I have. So it's like kind of like boho braids, but like with curly ends, and it's like brown, which really looks good on my complexion. And I was just walking around. I had like a little bit of makeup on, walking around, listening to music, and I felt really confident. And people in cars were like telling me like, "Wow, you're beautiful," and they were, obviously men looking from their cars, and um, like just women complimenting me, men looking around and stuff like that. And there's obviously compliments do not define who you are, but when you start embodying that beauty that you've always dreamed of and that beauty that you've always wanted to portray, you start exuding that, and people start seeing your beauty even more. And I think that it is just a matter of, practicing, and matter of just practicing that skill of knowing what suits you and knowing what works for you. As I've mentioned, some girls need a bit more makeup, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Some girls need less makeup. For some of us, we less is more. For some of us, we need more, and that's totally fine. There should be no, I don't know, it's just I don't see this whole beauty enhancement thing as a bad thing. I see it as social strategy, for lack of better words, because in a world where people constantly judge each other about their looks and about how people look like, and people getting opportunities just based on their looks. I have countless of stories on how my appearance has benefited me in so many ways. And as I've mentioned before, if you want me to like talk about it more in depth, or like stories on how I've been granted opportunities just because of the way that I look like, I can make a YouTube members page for that, because it is quite personal. But just know that you trying to look your best, you going for those beauty enhancements, you going for that hair appointment, you going for, buying a new makeup, that is a social strategy. That is you being smart and you using what is has been granted to you and making the most use of it for you to live a better life. And it's not only just to live a better life, but it's also, it makes you feel good. Like, it makes me feel so good when I get up in the morning. I have my collagen water, I have my breakfast, I take my showers, I do my hair, I put on my cute outfit, my makeup, do my skincare and everything. It makes me feel so extremely good, and I feel like I can be more productive and just go out about my day and just get the most out of it. And that's how we roll. That's how we roll. So there's different beauty archetypes, and also when it comes to makeup, like there's so many different makeup archetypes. Like, I've come to realize that there's like the in ingenue archetype, apparently, the gammon archetype, I don't even know how to pronounce it, the natural archetype, the elegant archetype, the romantic archetype, the classic archetype, the modern archetype, and the dramatic archetype. There's so many different archetypes when it comes to makeup. Also, I may or may not go into depth about these different um, makeup archetypes and explain them a bit more on another YouTube video that I will make. Um, if you would want that, comment down below. But just the different types of beauty and makeup archetypes are also a thing depending on your facial features and how your facial features look like. But I just think that, for example, when it comes to your hairstyles, your face shape counts. Um, and if your hairstyle looks good on you, it looks good on you, and you should just experiment with that. If straight hair looks good on you as a black woman, there's no shame in wearing straight hair. Straight hair is beautiful as well, just as much as coily hair is beautiful or afro textured hair is beautiful. It shouldn't be a competition of, oh, you're wearing straight hair, so you're not true black or anything like that. You already are a black woman, so how is it that because you're wearing a different hair texture that your blackness is all of a sudden stripped away? How does that make any sense? So I don't know, I just, this whole discussion of like, oh, let's not get into that, but let's go back to the topic again, because I'm constantly getting off topic. But um trying different hairstyles, like long hair, short hair, curly, straight, wavy, coily, you name it, braids, twists, locks. There are countless of hairstyles that you can try. And what how it would be so boring if you would only stick to just one hairstyle. Just one hairstyle throughout your whole life. Like, there's so many options out there. Try out different hairstyles. If you want to really feel spicy one day, wear a wig. Oh my goodness. And just experiment with your hair and with your makeup and with your clothing style. If people get to experiment with their outfits and things like that, why not with hair? Why not with makeup? Just do it and have fun in it. Feel carefree in that. And I also think that jewelry can complete a look. And I think you should use that to your advantage as well, and just experiment with beauty and makeup and hair. It's so fun being a girl, and looking like a different person. And one day you look like a model, another day you look like a kind of like this tomboy, pretty girl. Another day you look like a princess. Another day you look like a bohemian girl. Like try different ways um, to feel beautiful and just live life every day and feel carefree about your beauty and experiment because you only live once, and it just would be, I think it would be a waste to not try those different things just because people have their own judgments. People are people and people are going to be people, but you get to decide how you want to look like, and there's no shame in that. There should be no shame in that. So, that is my little message for the day. Find your beauty archetype. Go dive in and go find your beauty archetype. Go on Pinterest, ask ChatGPT. I don't know. Just have fun with your beauty. Yeah. Stay beautiful.